Listen up, cluckheads.
You're listening to Whiskey and Whine
With Rooster and
The Madman, where we talk about common sense, current events,
the Constitution and
morals, while comparing drinks of yesteryear to drinks of today.
So sit back, relax, leave us a comment.
Here comes Whiskey and Whine.
Welcome back, cluckheads. You're listening to Whiskey and Wine with Rooster and the Madman. You know who we are. You know what we do.
Some current events, common sense, Constitution, and morals.
They're in the back somewhere.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Oh.
Oh,
yeah. Someone's got them. She brought them.
Matt Hen brought them.
She brought them. We forgot them. She took care of it.
I'm right there.
So we're good. Episode 16, though.
Man.
1-6.
And you know we're getting closer to the tournament of fermentation too.
I know. I'm excited. Except we do that with non-alcoholic. So but it's still cool.
Yeah,
because we take a break from all the politics and all the BS.
You know, and it's just talking about what we're doing. But I'm actually kind of excited this week. I'm not a gin person.
No,
I've never really been that much of a gin person. But in the first 10, the Mad Hen had brought up, "Hey, y'all need to do gin." And then this one specific one. And then whenever we did the tournament of fermentation, well, what's going to be our first drink next week? Hey, y'all should do gin. And then she brought up this specific one. So we have the gin that she's brought up. It is not the bottom end, which is Gordon's London Dry Gin. Now, the London's Dry Gin, I'm going to say that, you know, for one of the bottom, it's got a nice bottle.
Dude, it's a cool bottle.
Now, one of the things too is that see how it's got like this weird
it's
warthog thing.
Yeah, it's a medieval pig, I think, or a boar or something. So.
Check it out.
Oh, that's pretty cool. It's actually in the glass.
In the glass on the bottom of the bottle.
Not quite as sweet looking on the glass, but it's still pretty cool that it's in there.
But you know what? For the lower end, this has to be probably one of the better bottles.
Yeah, I got to say, you're probably right. For the low end, that's probably the best looking bottle because it's obviously a custom bottle.
Yeah,
it's
it's got and it's got Gordon's on the side.
Yeah,
very generic label. Here's something I don't know what this means. It says 100% grain neutral spirits.
Well, my understanding of gin, and I'm not an expert at this because again, I'm not a gin drinker, is gin is derived from the juniper berry. So I'm going to say if it's saying it's grain-free, it's just probably because they're using the berries and things like that instead of grains.
You know, we do have somebody that's a registered member of the American Honky Tonk Bar Association sitting here.
Honky Tonk Bar Association.
So, and she nodded her head and flipped us off. So I'm assuming that was correct.
Such a nice gesture from a pristine girl.
It's imported in. Nope, hold on, I'm wrong. Yeah, imported and bottled in New York, but it's a product of Canada.
So it's Canadian by the way of New York.
Exactly. And it's got somebody's signature that I can't read.
Well, hopefully it's not the guy on New York we're going to cover here in a little while.
Hopefully not. But, you know, hey, check this out.
Yeah.
It is not SeaWorld friendly.
Can't take this with the family to SeaWorld or Six Flags, but because it's real glass. Now, before you open it, I do want to say one thing because, you know, it's about the sound we're about to hear. Is a ghetto cap. I mean, that is a cheap plastic cap.
This is the
that you
Kentucky
see on
Deluxe.
Kentucky Deluxe or McCormick's.
Oh, hey, you need to recant what you said about McCormick.
Yeah. So while you'll go ahead and crack it open, and I'll do that one so everybody can hit the sound. So there we go. There's the fine seal of a cheap pice of plastic. Oh, it doesn't even have the insert in there.
Nope.
So
Biden sniff test.
Yeah, go ahead and smell that one. So while he's doing that, kind of give you an idea. So I am going to go ahead and admit I've been thinking long and hard about this one. So maybe McCormick's was worse than Kentucky Deluxe because it is the only one that we poured back in the bottle. Even Kentucky Deluxe, we managed to, power through it. McCormick was like, nope, we're done.
So McCormick's taking 2.
You know what? It's not a bad smell.
It's not a bad smell, but it hits you strong.
Yeah, but I expected it to be like rubbing alcohol, kind of like the Skull was or something like that. So, but
Skull.
It's like it's going to be a flavorful rubbing alcohol.
And just so y'all know, originally we were going to do this just straight gin, and somebody, Mad Hen, said, "No, you don't just drink gin dry. Or just gin straight. You drink it with tonic water or XYZ."
Well,
so, needless to say, now we have tonic water. We're mixing it with just the CVS.
Yeah. Well, she is right, because I have in-laws from England. Believe it or not, they lived in the Newcastle area. And
is this an English thing?
Yeah, it's a gin and tonic thing. It's real big with the Brits. So.
Okay.
That's where the whole juniper berry, kind of stuff like that. So it's good to go.
Now, Rooster, you don't.
I got to smell it with the tonic in there. I mean, goodness,
You make this mistake every time. Put the glass down, mother clucker. All right. Now this is the one that the Mad Hen.
That was my guess. Knowing the story, this was my guess, because there is a picture. Without talking about it first, there is a picture of one Ryan Reynolds that it's not on the bottle, but it is looks like a little flyer brochure that's attached to
and it says that he is a gin enthusiast.
Yes, a gin enthusiast. And it says R.I.P. vodka. Yes, Ryan Reynolds.
The
trick to Ryan Reynolds is you've got to lower your voice just a little bit and say something sarcastic.
Really?
Yes.
I would have never guessed.
I know, right? But yeah, so we'll let
that is an awesome bottle.
Oh, it's got look at that. It's got the recipes on the back of the card.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, this bottle is dope.
It looks like that Howard Hughes, 1950s airplane.
Yeah, it's totally Art Deco. And I mean, it looks like it belongs in Indiana Jones's liquor cabinet kind of a thing, or Howard.
Is that an
Hughes
aluminum lid?
I think that is, and I think that's probably going to be airplane grade aluminum that they're doing on that, because
that's pretty tight.
It goes all the way to being called. I'm sorry, I don't think I said it was Aviation gin, American gin. So that's kind of cool. It's right here in Portland. Well, it's in Portland, Oregon, not Portland, Texas.
The Gordon's is 4080. What's that one?
This one is 4284.
So it's two better.
Yeah, and they're two better.
Is it a 750?
It is 750.
Okay, so they're essentially they're pretty close.
And this label is awesome. I mean, the bottle is incredible. These guys really went out of their way to make it look like it was a top tier deal. So congrats on that one.
So just so we have an idea, the Gordon's was about 13.
Okay.
And that one is 30.
Okay, yeah.
So it's double the price.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was in that good little sweet spot.
Yeah.
The Gordon's, I literally reached down to the bottom of the bottom shelf and I found it.
Yeah. And this one has the nice paper seal on it, too, that you see in some of the better liquor bottles.
Does it have a real cork on it?
I don't know. We'll find out. Let's open it up. No, it is a screw-on cap, but it is an aluminum cap, so that's still pretty cool.
But that's still a pimp bottle. Did you do the Biden sniff test?
Yeah, you know what? It doesn't smell that far different from the Gordon's. It is plastic lined.
No, but
cap, by the way.
It does smell a little sweeter.
That makes sense. It won't leak. It does a little bit. So, all right, give us a little pour here.
I gave you one to compare, so that way it's pretty close.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because since technically this is one of the first ones that we've ever done with a mixer, I was wanting to try to get it as close to even as possible.
I got it.
There we go.
Cool.
All right.
Cap back on it.
Woo. Yeah, we don't want it to dry out there.
No, well, it is dry gin, so I don't know how.
Yeah, what is wet gin?
I don't know.
Is wet
I don't
gin
know if there is a
thing?
wet gin.
The American Honky Tonk Bar Association just kind of shrugged their shoulders.
Wet gin sounds like a...
sounds like something that you went to Vegas with and you can't wash off on the way back.
Or somebody you met in Vegas. But anyways.
All right, so I'll tell you what. Let's take our
Gordon's.
first sip of our Gordon's
clink,
here.
Clink.
Clink, clinks. That's not bad.
That's not bad. I like it. That's pretty good.
That actually was.
I guess I see why they do it. It's almost like a Slurpee that's not cold.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah, it's like a flat Sprite with like a kick.
Not burning in the back of my throat too bad. I mean, it's.
I'm actually outside of the Boones.
Yeah, I think this is a little ice in this thing, and then this thing is a rockin' drink.
Yeah. So whenever I am curious though, is how well it's going to do when we go straight?
Oh,
across?
we'll find out. We're going to find out. But I think first we need to get into a topic.
All right. Well, the first topic that we got a lot of comments on was the COVID. So here we go.
Get the timer going,
We'll just
man.
go ahead and get this timer started.
So I promise we're going to run out of
It's
time.
going.
So just to take you a little down trip memory lane, COVID stuff has been super confusing, and I'm going to talk really fast because it's a lot of stuff to go. So that memory lane.
You don't have to talk really fast.
Well, a little bit faster than normal. So first, you remember when it happened? They tell us we got to lock it all down. And remember,
Not big businesses.
You know,
not big businesses.
But again, remember, you got to follow the science. So this is science tells us in this stuff all the way around. So big businesses, you're good. Everybody else, shut it down. You don't need a mask either. And then well, look at that. Now we need a mask, and we got to glove up, and we got to sanitize everything, including groceries and
Amazon packages.
That's
yep.
right. And then, they're like, okay, well, maybe we don't need to sanitize groceries are fine. Amazon packages are good. Hey, you know what, by the way? Lose those gloves. Don't need them. So that was nice. And then, yay, vaccines are coming. And then, oh, no, they're not going to have approval. But you know what? Clock it.
Lockdown number 2 comes.
Yeah, well, hold on. Before we get to that, we don't need approval because the government is going to ensure that the 3 companies that developed the vaccine are protected and cannot be sued for anything bad that happens.
You mean the 3 big pharma companies that have multi-millions worth of lawsuits?
Also the ones with a lot of fines, I guess.
Yeah.
So, Johnson Johnson's
surely there won't be any side effects.
Johnson Johnson's like the drunk uncle of Big Pharma. But anyways. So we're moving on, and it's all good, right? You can't sue these guys. Second lockdown happens because everything looked like it was getting good, and they don't want us to, be too full of ourselves.
The left says no to vaccines.
Yeah, they're like, I ain't getting that vaccine. That is a Trump vaccine, and I don't trust it because it does not have FDA approval. Biden said it. Harris said it. A whole bunch of other Democrats in Congress said it. They all said it.
Shifty Schiff.
Yeah, and they're like, boo, boo Trump. Anyways, and so then we get a new president. And it's like, hey, let's open everything up. Yay! Let's get vaccines going. It's awesome. Let's ditch that mask if you've got that vaccine. Life is back to normal-ish.
Wait a second. The vaccine, though, take a step back. The vaccine that we're actually currently taking was the one that was approved in the Trump administration.
Yeah, under warp speed.
Yeah. And he said that he wanted to shoot by April to have the majority vaccinated.
Correct.
And he was ahead of schedule.
Correct. He was ahead of schedule of getting it released.
Yes. And now, because it's a new president, even though it's the exact same stuff, it's okay.
No, it's better.
Oh, it's better. Okay.
It's better. It's all about who's in the White House, man.
Gotcha.
That's the miracle ingredient I think that was missing. So then we get this, Delta variant.
Delta.
But it's okay. And why it's okay is because it's only hurting unvaccinated people. Clunk those guys. I mean, who cares, right?
My body, my choice.
You didn't do it, man. That's on you. And then turns out you can get COVID and Delta even if you have the vaccine. But you're only going to be asymptomatic because, again, those unvaccinated people are killing us.
Wait a second.
Yeah. And then,
no. Turns out that's not the case either.
Yeah, now anybody with the vaccine or no vaccine can get sick, but it's still vaccinated people's fault. So,
but you know what was kind of funny? So New York's talking about like all this passport to like go to gyms, restaurants, stuff like that, basically turning it into like a police state if you don't have it. And then you have DeSantis that comes out.
Yeah,
and he comes out swinging.
Yeah,
don't talk to me about your COVID policies until you close the southern border and you stop letting them loose in McAllen, knowing that they're spreading the virus whenever they're illegal immigrants.
Which they, in fact, are doing. And those smackbacks came back from the White House basically telling Abbott and DeSantis just to get out of the way and let us handle the COVID stuff.
Yeah, because they've done it. Up!
Yeah.
There's your timer. Well, before we go to we're going to do something a little bit different. Speaking of, so before we go to the good one, we have a second topic.
Yeah, we forgot. We were going to try to fit in an extra topic on this one.
So I'm still drinking my Gordon's right
now.
now.
Yeah, I think this second topic is worthy of the Gordons.
One of the Roosters' favorites. Vice President Kamala Harris has been ranked
she's the
worst vice president in the last 50 years.
This chick sucks.
So we are going to real quickly, before we give our opinions on this Gordon, do a quick segment on all of her accomplishments as vice president.
And here we go with the speed round.
And the timer.
There we go. Yeah, that was great. Just right there.
Woo!
All right.
All right.
All right, way to go, Kamala.
Way to go, VP. Way to be first in something.
Oh, my God.
All right.
She's such a train wreck.
You heard what some of the people on the left are doing as far as like the Women's Council, right?
Yeah, they're putting like a group together to try to help her with
Public image and
all
can't
that
wait to see how that goes because, Pelosi's such a fine-looking fox.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, it's bad all the way around. But,
All right. I'm going to take another sip of this Gordon's.
Yeah, go ahead. I've been taking another sip.
Honestly, I don't think it's bad.
No, a little ice in that, man, and that's a good drink.
I have no idea what the Mad Hen did with her good one, though.
It's right there. She's got it. It's the one that's still more full.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see here. Kamala. All right. Well, I don't have anything bad necessarily to say about the Gordons. I mean, it's
nothing bad so far.
So far, that doesn't leave me prickly on the inside.
It's definitely too good for the Overlord's dungeon.
This would not go in the Overlord's dungeon.
This would be like a special treat if you're in that dungeon.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to switch over to this Aviation.
Yeah, let's make a switch.
Make the switch.
Little clink.
Little clinkage going on here.
Clink there.
Take a sip.
Far better.
That is way better.
Far better.
That's way better.
It's not going to go back well. I'm already calling that. It's not going to switch back well.
There's some other taste
that
in
is
it, though.
super,
what else is in it?
That is super smooth.
There is something else in it besides it being super smooth. Because it doesn't have the same. Oh, with an adventurous blend of spices from around the world, so it does have some type of spices in it.
Yeah. So
that is way better.
So, Mr. Deadpool, you got a great gin there.
Yeah.
So, good job.
Good job.
All right. Next topic.
Let's see. What was the next one? Oh, it was zero emission vehicles by 2030.
I'm going to tell you what, man.
Do you want to start or you want me to?
Yeah, hold on. I got to get to my notes on this. This one really really irritated me.
All right, well, I'll tell you what then. Yeah. I'm going to let you start.
Yeah.
You tell me whenever you're ready to start, and I'll hit the timer.
Hold on. I need another drink before I start that one.
Another drink.
This one really irritated me. All right, let's get it going. I'm ready.
Good. All right, and timer started.
All right, so Biden and his new executive order. So he's basically the tyrant king of trucks and SUVs now, along with cars. So today, which is a Thursday for you guys who don't know when we record this, King Sniffs a Lot signed a new executive order mandating all vehicles by 2030 have zero emissions. And I'm not anti-alternative fuels, even anti-electric cars or anything like that. It's just the fact that, it's mandated is what really bugs me. And I'll get more into that one. So basically you have electric options or you've got the Flintstone power and you kind of thing, because those are the only zero emission.
Hey man, I did have my Flintstone kids vitamins this morning.
Yeah. So he had present today out there on the lawn with him, executives from Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis. I'm not real sure who I think they're doing some kind of new freaky vehicle out there to show their support with this. But
wait a second. So why wasn't Tesla there then?
That's a great question. Tesla was not invited. Why would you invite Tesla, who sells 74% of all electric vehicles manufactured in the United States?
Was this the same Tesla owned by Elon Musk?
It is.
That said that they were so tired of the way that the left has destroyed California that he threatened to move his company to Texas?
He didn't threaten.
And then he did?
He did do it. But yes, it would be the same way. And surely, though, they don't hold any type of political grudge in these things. Because, who would want the most innovative guy in the electric car industry to actually be involved in electric car
And
mandates?
I wouldn't even say electric car industry. I would say alternative fuels, period.
Yeah,
he's been on the forefront of science for years.
He's an innovator. He's out there. Anyway, so they skipped him for whatever reason people want to believe, and we all have our beliefs on that one. But speaking of percentages, so he sells 74% of these cars, which means there's that other 26 out there. But believe it or not, that's 74%, or the 100% of cars that are sold that are electric alternative fuels actually only up to 2% of all automotive sales in this country, meaning the consumers don't really want these because they're so unaffordable.
So let me get this straight. 2% of cars, and it's 2021. In the next 9 years, we've got to make up 98% to go zero emission.
Correct.
Even though that we know that China itself produces more emissions than almost
Well, his excuse was that China's ahead of us on this one. No, they're not.
No, they're not.
No, they're not. What this really comes down to is he's basically said, to hell with the consumers, to hell with capitalism. I'm the guy. I know best, so I am going to dictate to an entire industry and a consumer population, this is the only type of vehicle you shall have going forward.
So they're doing this for, like, the world climate.
Yeah.
Never mind the fact that to get those, like, batteries made, they have to dig essentially strip mines to get the cobalt. We know that they're exploiting child labor. They're destroying ecosystems. They're destroying all kinds of underground water supplies.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a toxic
pit. It is a toxic thing.
And we buy from countries that, like you said, exploit child labor. I mean, in France, and not that France exploits child labor. France is a Western country. But no, in France is a great example. France made the switch years ago to all electric vehicles for their government. So they've been buying all the government stuff. You know, it's all been electric. Well, they've got fields that are literally large fields that are filled with electric cars because these batteries only have a lifespan of about 4 to 5 years. And it is too expensive to actually repair these vehicles with new batteries than it is to just have new ones manufactured on their government deal. And the reason they're in fields is because they can't be recycled and those batteries can't be reused because they're toxic.
So they're just going to pollute the air,
yes.
Pollute the ground.
They're just going to rot out there, get into the
underground.
underground water supply, all that nonsense. But, you know, what's funny is...
there's our time.
Yeah.
Man, we're on a motherfucking roll.
Yeah, he's the clucking tyrant of the automotive industry. And again, my whole problem isn't the alternative. It's the fact that you have decided that capitalism doesn't matter anymore.
Well, hold on. The Mad Hen has pulled up something over Aviation American Gin.
All right, we'll have a drink then.
French lavender and something word I can't say. Seed. Sarsaparilla, juniper, and 2 kinds of orange peel.
Sarsaparilla?
Sarsaparilla.
Have me a sarsaparilla there, barkeep.
And then it's distilled. Okay, you are giving me way too much information to read.
Yeah. Just know that it tastes great.
It
guys.
tastes good.
It tastes
that's
good.
the bottom line. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do a direct comparison here.
Yeah,
Because we're going to the third topic.
Yeah. All right. So let's do it. The good stuff.
And the Gordons.
The Gordons.
Oh.
I no longer like the Gordons.
I no longer like it.
I no longer like the Gordons at all. That's not good now.
No, it's still one of the better bottom ends that we've had. It's one of the better bottom ends,
but now this tastes like NyQuil compared to.
You know what it reminds me of? The Woodbridge versus the other actual wine that we had. How we could taste
but Woodbridge
that
wasn't even a wine. This was Jim. Woodbridge was wine colored. Well, actually, the plastic was a wine. The plastic bottle was wine colored.
But how, like, you could immediately taste the difference between the two?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
let me back up. It's like whenever we went from Skol, we were like, okay, it's vodka.
Yeah.
To the Svedka. Oh,
that's vodka.
That's vodka.
That's good vodka right there.
That's what just happened.
Yeah. So, again, Gordon's isn't bad as long as you're not ever comparing it to another gin.
Especially this one. I got to give
good for Gordon's.
I got to give Deadpool some credit here.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're watching Deadpool versus the
Ryan
Green
Reynolds.
Lantern.
Ryan Reynolds, he's got it there.
Yeah, he's got it.
He's got a weird fascination for Hugh Jackman, but whatever. Which one doesn't though, right?
I mean, there's worse things to have fascination.
Those are 2 pretty guys. So.
I mean, yeah. We're just gonna take a sip of that Gordon's for that one.
Yeah. Here's you, Deadpool.
The Gordon's isn't bad, but then the minute you taste the good one.
Oh wait, no, I went back to the other one. Sorry.
The minute you taste the Aviation, it's bad. By itself, it's not.
Yeah, but no, it's all right. Again, I'll stand with the Gordon's is good as long as you don't compare it to
anything else.
Anything else, which I guess is good. Right? Why not?
That means it's always in first place if it's never compared to something else.
Yeah, it's greatness. All right, you ready to move on to the next one?
Oh, yeah. We're just going to kind of do a hodgepodge on this one. How about that?
Yeah, I want to nickname this one the jackassery of the last week. Donkey.
There it is. I knew you were going somewhere with it.
Sorry, I can't go a day without saying that.
Saying what?
Donkey. So,
Timer started. Jackassery of the week.
So unlike some of these people who don't have layers, you know, or maybe they do, I don't know. Anyways, let's peel back some layers on Governor Cuomo while we're at it. Andrew Cuomo,
this mother clucker.
Yeah, so Andrew Cuomo, the cluck, a.k.a. Nipples. You know the guy, in case you guys don't remember, he put all those COVID patients during 2020 in those nursing homes for recovery. Killed a whole bunch of people.
But the hospitals were full.
Yeah, and ended up New York being the highest death rate and COVID. And
it couldn't be because he put all of those COVID patients into,
absolutely not, because
into nursing homes where that they were elderly and predisposed.
Yeah, that's not like they were the most susceptible people to
and pre-existing
die.
Conditions.
Yeah, what a jackhole.
My
Anyways, so
God.
It turns out, and I don't know if you remember, he had the nipple bars. And
I
nipple
remember
rings things. Yeah,
I remember that image got burned into my head thanks to you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So it turns out those might have just been a precursor or a hint of Mr. Cuomo's got a freak side going on. So it looks like he went from being accused to being charged today of sexual misconduct.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Turns out he likes to touch, he likes to feel, he likes to kiss, tell appropriate jokes. I actually watched the interview where he was defending himself and released a video. If you haven't seen it, you got to go out and watch it, of all the times he's kissing people and touching them.
Is he
and
sniffing them?
Well, he's just saying, hey, it's just kind of how I am. Yeah, it's how I tell jokes. Yeah, I touch people. I kiss people. You know, it's how I am. Hey, oh, yeah. You know, I don't know. It's creepy, dude. And it's weird.
And there's our timer.
Well, that sucks. I guess, we can't get any more jackassery on that one.
No jackassery, but you know what? I think is a clear winner. Aviation.
Oh, yeah. Aviation on the way. But, Ryan Reynolds is kind of a sexy guy, so.
I'm not saying that I'm gay, but I will say that, $20 is $20. If it was Ryan Reynolds, it's $20.
Yeah, I'm gonna call an almost no homo on that one.
Almost no homo. So, you've been listening to episode 16 of Whiskey and Wine with the Rooster and the Madman.
And remember, in a world full of chickens, be a rooster.
You're listening to Whiskey and Wine. Thanks for tuning in to Whiskey and Wine with the Rooster and the Madman, where you can catch brand new episodes every Saturday at 4 p.m. on Deep Dallas Radio on Locked and Loaded with DJ Shane Guns.
Special thanks to our sponsor, GiftedChicken.com, home to all your beard, bath, and body care needs. Veteran owner-operator right here in North Texas. Remember to pick up a bottle of Overlord's Dungeon Oil. It's 100% all natural coconut oil.
Leaves you prickly on the insides.